The following podcast is a deep, shallow dive production.
And you're going to love it.
Okay, let's go.
Happy Friday, everybody. Oh, man. All right, my bad. Lame podcast week, only 2 episodes. My bad. I've had a bunch of things going on, but I will get back on track, I promise. Anyway, it's nice we got a relief in the heat here in Southern Cal. Gosh, last week or at the beginning of this week, it was like crazy hot, but now it's back to normal. Oh, this is actually funny. So we had a little earthquake on Thursday. So yesterday, I was at like 7:30 in the morning, and it's so funny when you live in Southern California and there's an earthquake. It's like there's a protocol. I always go to Twitter and check to see if there's an actual earthquake. Because I'm not kidding. I mean, there will be you just type in earthquake in the search, and there will be 12 gajillion people who have already had the presence of mind and felt the desire to go onto their Twitter 1.2 milliseconds after they felt it and post about it. So that kind of confirms that, okay, yes, that was an earthquake that I felt. And then the hilarious part is just going on. It's really more Facebook than Instagram even. And it's I've never done it. That's why I can make fun of it. But a lot of my friends do it where they'll be like, earthquake. Oh man, did you feel that one? Oh, they have to make that comment in their status known so the rest of the country knows that they just experienced an earthquake and that we just had an earthquake. Anyway, it's funny. I'm not even making fun of it that much. I just find it funny. And then the funniest part is when literally somebody writes one word, earthquake. They don't even say, wow, that was my first earthquake. Man, that definitely felt a little scary. Did anybody else feel it? It's just earthquake. And then everybody chimes in the comments. Anyway, it's funny. If any of you listening do that, do not take offense. I find it humorous. All right. Just want to kind of catch up on a few things today and just kind of put a few things to bed a little bit and then maybe set the stage for moving forward. The one thing I did want to talk about, Trump came out and said there will not be a third debate. So he basically coming out of the debate the other night, the Harris team were like, oh, we crushed it. We want another debate. Absolutely. The American people deserve another debate. And then Trump waited a day or two. Yeah, he really waited a day or two, and then yesterday came out and said, any boxer who loses, they always call for a rematch. Therefore, since I didn't lose, there's not going to be a third debate. And he's basically kind of put that to bed. Now, I mean, the optics on that, honestly, in my opinion, they don't look good for him. They don't. Because again, I don't think he did well in the debate the other night. And I don't think turning down an opportunity, and really, I don't even consider this the third debate. I consider it the second debate. I mean, that first debate, unfortunately, Biden's out, so it's kind of wiped off the board. It doesn't really matter. I had one friend say, well, it's not appropriate to ask someone to debate 3 times. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I don't think in any presidential election to date has a candidate had to debate 3 times. I get that. But again, that first debate with Biden's wiped off the board. And so, if I was Team Trump, first of all, I don't think the optics looks good. They're going to run with definitely some media about him being scared and him not wanting to, go against her. Okay, that'll fade away. I will say, and I think I said it the other day. Actually, I might not have said it. He does look tired. He really does. And I don't blame the guy. I really don't blame the guy. Obviously we all deal with stress in our lives. But man, imagine what Trump has dealt with, honestly, for the past 8 years. I mean, ever since deciding to run for president, I can't imagine it's been, a day of smooth sailing. Obviously from 2016 to 2020, okay, maybe that wasn't terrible because he did win, but I think, man, the just constant, it's like you wake up and you're fighting with the world and with everybody. And then from 2020 till present, I mean, obviously all the things that he's gone through, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. So like when people say, and when the left and the CNBC or MSNBCs and CNNs are like, he looks tired and all that. He does look tired. I mean, that's true, but man, I don't blame the guy. That's a lot. Gosh, the minor stress in my life compared to that, man, it affects me. I can only imagine what takes place with all the stuff he goes through. It's a lot. So I definitely think he did look tired during the debate the other night. But again, I think it's a mistake him not doing it. I really do. I think that if he is able to just take a totally different approach in a debate, and honestly, I mean, here's the other funny thing, like, his assassination wasn't even brought up in that debate. He didn't even bring it up, really. Actually, I think he brought it up in one thing. It's like almost got my head blown off or something like that. But man, all the momentum of that is completely gone. And so, again, if I was running Team Trump, I would really try to prep him differently and have him take a different approach. But you know what? I don't even know if that's possible with him. I think it is what it is with the Donald, and I don't see him changing. But again, I do think that he didn't necessarily win voters over with the debate. And I believe that with these debates, that is possible. So anyway, I think that's kind of a done deal there. The last thing I did want to say about that is, I did go back and look at many parts. I didn't watch the whole thing again, but I watched a bunch of clips, especially because I wanted to see really, the ABC commentators obviously have taken a lot of grief about it. And, then it came out that, what's the gal's name? Lindsay, whatever, is sorority sisters with Kamala. God, I keep saying Kamala. It's Kamala. Man, that is tough to remember how to pronounce her name. Anyway, again, it is true that they, in a calm manner, fact-checked Trump, and they really didn't push back on several lies that she told, because she did tell several lies throughout that. But, none of that stuff matters. I mean, that is like I said in the episode the other day, like, those are all semantics. And at the end of the day, man, I just don't get why these guys don't hammer home policy day after day after day after day. Trump did come out the other day and say that if he's elected, once you get into overtime after 40 hours of work, you're not going to pay taxes on your overtime earnings. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge thing for people that work overtime. I mean, man, not only will they get time and a half, but they won't be taxed on that. That'll be a significant change in income. Obviously, if he keeps hammering that home, she'll adopt the same policy. And at the end of the day, if she wins and that policy gets enacted because of Trump, I mean, the people absolutely benefit from it. So that's a good thing. But like I've said this whole time, it just what doesn't make sense to me is they need to approach this campaign, and especially Team Trump, because I think they have a little more of a battle to do to convince people that are independent. That's the thing. I think the independents and the people that really haven't decided, they're going to kind of decide God, I don't know. I'd be open to opinions on this. Are they going to decide based on policy, or are they going to decide based on personality? I mean, you would inherently think policy because they're going to be worried about their bank accounts. But I don't know. I think in this world we live in right now, that personality stuff matters. And it's funny. It goes back to episode number 2 of this Deep Shallow Dive when I was clueless in politics, and I kind of voted for who I thought was the nicer, better person. I mean, that's funny. It really is. And so right now, and again, I'm just reading the tea leaves. This is what I see in my friend network, and this is what I see in the social media, network when it comes to celebrities, non-celebrities. It's very safe saying you're pro Kamala Harris. It's very safe saying that. And it's not safe saying you're pro Trump because I don't know, there's a stigma to that. There really is. There is a stigma to that. And that's just the truth. I'm talking with the average person. So God, what is going to happen? Seriously, what is going to happen? Well, I will tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to actually make my call right now. Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday the 13th. That's kind of ominous. All right, screw it. I'm going to make my call right now. I can't even believe I'm doing it. I'm probably the first person to actually make the call. I think she's going to win. I do. I think she's going to win. Barring anything crazy that happens between now and then, I think it's going to be a ridiculously close election. I think that they both will garner more votes than they did respectively in 2020, meaning Trump will have 79 million votes, 80 million votes, and then Kamala will have 82 million votes, more than Biden had in 2020, which already set the record. Wait, let me see how many he had. All right, I asked ChatGPT. So 2016 election, Hillary Clinton had 65.8 million popular. This is the popular vote, not the electoral college, which, by the way, I'm going to do an episode on the electoral college. And then Trump in 2016 had 63 million votes. So Hillary 65, almost 66 million, Trump 63 million. So she got 3 million more popular votes. 2020, Biden had 81.2 million votes, and then Trump had 74.2 million votes. So 7 million more than Trump. So this year, I think I think Kamala is going to have 83 million votes. I think she'll have more than Biden. She'll set a record because they're going to want to make it look, monumental. And then, I don't know, Trump gets to 77 million votes, something like that, 78 million votes. So 83 million, 77 million, something along those lines. Maybe Trump gets even more and it's even closer. But I do think that's what's going to happen. I really do. I think that's what's going to happen. Now, another thing that I think might happen, and we'll see how good I am at playing Nostradamus. I think there might be a medical situation coming with President Biden, maybe some type of stroke, something to where he does have to formally resign office. I mean, if you think he is truly making decisions as the president of the United States currently, or quite frankly, at any point over the past 4 years, I think you're mistaken. But I think something will happen because that way they get to basically swear her in. And she now is running as an incumbent. And I think that whole ceremony and process, that will completely occupy the news cycle for a week. It'll own the news for a week. It'll be a huge deal with her getting sworn in. They can then really play that out in terms of let's do it again in January. I think it'll be an unbelievable momentum creator. I think it'll be a social media opportunity creator. Who knows who will show up to that swearing in process? Probably Taylor Swift and crew. Travis Kelce looking goofy as hell. By the way, man, I hate dogging on my boy. Well, he's not really my boy. I hate dogging on Travis because he's a Cleveland guy, and being that I'm from Cleveland, I don't normally like to make fun of people from my city. But man, dude has jumped the shark a little bit. He's goofy now. He dresses goofy. He's like all prepped out. He's kind of lost his swag, in my opinion. And not a fan of the mustache. His hair is goofy. Like, I don't know. Dude I don't know. He just looks off to me. I'm not a fan of his vibe anymore. And I really used to like his vibe because his vibe had a lot of swagger to it. And now I feel it's completely gone. It's like he's kind of moved in one direction and then she's moved the other direction, which is funny. She's trying to be all like a little bit of a bad girl to her, and it doesn't play right. Like there was a video of the two of them kind of grinding on each other in a box at the US Open last week in New York. And it just looked so fake and it looked so forced. I mean, it really looked like two awkward white people dancing. And it just, I don't know. I didn't like it. All right. Anyway, getting back to that. So I do think that might happen. I do. I think that she might end up taking the reins, and really we're in mid-September. It would have to be October. So it would have to happen in the next few weeks. And then that way she has a few weeks where she is quote unquote technically in charge. What happens then? Does the stock market react positively? The Fed cuts the interest rate for the first time, a quarter of a point, something along those lines. Is there a ceasefire negotiated between Gaza, between the Palestinians and the Israelis, Hamas and the Israelis? That could happen. And then all of a sudden now, all of these non-committed voters and independents in major swing states like Pennsylvania and Michigan are now like, well, I guess she got the ceasefire done and, we don't really know about Trump, so screw it, we're going to vote for her. I mean, she did get the ceasefire done. Yes, they kind of supported a genocide for over a year, but looks like it's over. Man, I don't really want Trump to win again. So, all right, screw it. We're going to pick the lesser of two evils. I mean, seriously, I think that's all possible. I really do. It'll be interesting to see. So let's recap that turn of events. One, I am making the call on the ominous Friday, September 13th, that I think she is going to win. And I think it's going to be ridiculously close in order to not be able to have controversy. You can't say it's a blowout because there's no way Trump's going to get less votes than he did in 2016 or 2020. He's going to have to get more because there are a certain set of people that basically are just fed up with life, and fed up with the economy. So they don't care about his personality. They just think he's going to be better for the country. And then from there, let's see if something happens. If President Biden has to step down, she comes in as the incumbent, gets some quick wins, economy, cutting of the interest rate, ceasefire in Gaza, creates unbelievable momentum, wins over a large block of uncommitted voters. I don't know. Let's see. Ray D trying to read the tea leaves. That is me trying to read the tea leaves. All right. Anyway, that's all that. I did want to talk about two quick things. One is, man, there were some crazy rumors going around that Kamala's earrings were like Bluetooth enabled and she was being fed lines in the debate. That is complete nonsense. I mean, they did really look like this pair of Bluetooth earrings that this company does make, But I think Candace Owens did a great job of going through that. I'm not going to play it for you, but basically, and by the way, Candace Owens is legit. Anybody that is critical of her, not a fan, I would love to have a conversation about that, because I think she's really on point with a lot of things, and she's highly, highly intelligent and highly articulate. And I think she does a really nice job of breaking through the bullshit, which she did on those earrings, on that earring thing. And that kind of, they do look a lot like these earrings, but Kamala has worn kind of the same ones and pearl earrings a lot over the years. So anyway, that got debunked. And then the other thing is this whole eating of cats and pets that seems to have started in Springfield, Ohio, and now is, there's news stories. There literally are news stories about this in Houston, Texas now. I will say I tried to start doing some research on the Springfield, Ohio piece, and I'm going to see if I have any friends in Springfield, Ohio still. But I think it did start off with this one lady who did chop off or kill her cat, and then I think was eating it. I'll find that news clip. That was legit, but she wasn't a Haitian immigrant or anyone like that. She was actually just a person there that was either looped out on some crazy drugs or having a serious mental health breakdown. But there was that one situation, and there's police body cam footage of that one situation. But I don't think moving forward that has turned into an actual, really occurrence from the Haitian migrants there. Now, the crazy part about that entire story is everybody's talking about the cats and the pets, and nobody's really talking about, okay, why are there so many Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio? Like, what's that about? How did that even happen? And why did that happen? And how many are we talking about? Springfield, Ohio is not it's a small, that's any town USA. So that's a small place. So why are all these Haitian migrants there? How did they get there? And then what's the plan with them? So the ironic thing is when all the focus is on the cat stuff, it's almost like we lose the root of it. Is like, well, what's going on with these migrants being there in the first place? And what's that all about? Anyway, I'll see if I can dig up some more on that. All right, that's it, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourself. Get out, get some steps in, watch some football. College football's back. I've actually started watching college football again. It's quite enjoyable. And then NFL on Sunday. All right, let's see what next week has. All right, talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Call a spade a spade.
The ending was terrific.
This episode was brought to you by the new book, Deep Shallow Dive Into You, available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble in hardcover and paperback. Don't forget to sign up for our new mailing list on our website at deepshallowdive.com.